Hi, welcome. My name's Nikki. Thank you for joining me today. We've got an upper body flow which is really going to work the shoulders in particular, but also the triceps, the traps, all those juicy muscles. So when you're ready, we're going to get started right away in a kneeling position. When you arrive, just close off the eyes. Let the shoulders drop down, away from the ears. Hands can rest in the lap or on the thighs. Find your way to that 360 breathing, that deep belly breathing. Nice, long, slow, deep inhales. Nice, gentle exhales. Let everything slow down just for a few more breaths. Go a little bit taller in the spine. Draw the chin in towards you. And then we're going to involve our arms with the breath now, marrying the breath with the movement. So as we inhale, we're going to reach our arms overhead. And exhale, gently lower them back down, palms to the knees. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Moving like this. In your own time, with your own breath. Just starting to find that connection. Three more. Final two. Last one. Good. Keep the hands on the knees. Gently open up the eyes. Bring the arms by the side of you. Take some big rolls backwards with the shoulders. Getting a little bit of movement here. One more. Then we're going to make big circles backwards with the arms. Inhale to bring them up. Exhale to bring them down. Two more backwards. Last one. And then we're going to reverse it. So inhale to come up. Exhale down. Make these circles as big as is good for your body. Three more. Starting to build a little bit more energy in that shoulder joint. Bring a little bit more movement there. Good. Final one. Amazing. Just interlock the hands in front of you. Just make circles with the wrists. So nothing fancy. Just circles, one direction. And then reverse it the opposite direction. Good, gently release. Bring the palm of the right hand out in front of you, like you're telling someone to stop. And then gently press against the fingers with the left hand, just pull it back to get a little bit of a stretch in the wrist. Not huge, not kind of yanking here, just gently stretching out the wrist and forearm. Good, release, have a shake out. And then swap sides. Left hand comes out, gently pull the fingers back with the right hand. Good, gently release, shake out. Then we're going to place the backs of the hands underneath the armpit, so we look like a little chicken. Come to this posture, feel the stretch the opposite way in the wrists. Good, just one more breath here. And then gently release again, shake it all out. Come to facing the long way on your mat if you're not already. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, place the hands on the ground in front of you, lift the hips, tuck the toes under, peel the tailbone, come all the way up into your downward facing dog. Push away from the ground in your down dog. So down dog is a push posture. So So we want our serratus anterior to be active in our down dog as well as our core. Knees can be bent here. As long as those muscles are working, it's all good. And then we're going to try and reach for our right ankle with our left hand. If you can't reach the ankle, it's all good, just go for the calf instead. And maybe look underneath the right armpit, gentle twist to the right. So powering through that right arm. Good, one more breath. Good, release the left hand, bring it by the side of the body, return the spine back to neutral. So still in this one arm down dog. Right arm is working super hard, right shoulder's working hard. Breathe through it. One more breath. Good, gently release the left hand back down. We're coming straight to the other side, so we're going to grab our left ankle or calf with our right hand. Twist to the left. Gaze under the left armpit. Feel your really strong upper body working hard. One more breath in your twist. And then we release our right hand, bring it by the side of the body as the spine comes back to neutral. Stay lifting your down dog, keep the tailbone reaching up. Good, one more breath. Come all the way back to your neutral downward facing dog. Rise up onto your tiptoes, gently roll the weight all the way forward, come into plank pose. So glutes are squeezing, hips are low. Nice and strong in the upper body. And then roll all the way back to your downward facing dog. 2 more just like that. Tiptoes, you rise forwards, finding plank. And then we come all the way up and back, downward facing dog. Good, one more time. The upper body should be feeling a little bit warmer now already. 2 breaths in your down dog. Inhale. Use your exhale to drop onto the knees. Come into a tabletop position. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Navel draws in towards the spine. So from here, we're just going to lower our torso towards the ground, so our scapula draw together. Elbows stay straight. Only thing that moves is our scapula. Then we lift back up, protract the shoulders, scapula draw apart. We lower, scapula draw together, and we lift to draw them apart. So only working this top part of the shoulders. Good, 2 more. Breathe as you do this, try not to bob the head. Keep the chin drawing in. Good, then we're either doing 5 more just like this in our tabletop, or stepping back to find our high plank pose and doing 5 of those scapular glides in high plank instead. So we lower and lift. Notice elbows don't bend. Keep the chin drawing in. Just 2 more. Core is nice and strong. Good, last one. Return the spine back to neutral. Drop to the knees. Amazing. Walk the hands back. Sit back on your heels. Reach the arms up by the side of you at shoulder height. I'm just going to make gentle circles with the arms going forwards. So quite fast, but small circles to start with. Core is active. Use your breath here. Start to make the circles a little bit larger. A little bit larger still. Find your biggest circles going forwards. Good, 2 more breaths, keep going. 1 more breath. Amazing, find stillness. Interlock the hands behind the back, inhale. And exhale, gently draw them away from your lower back. Feel that nice stretch. Two breaths here. 1 more breath. Good, gently release. Walk the hands back out in front of you, come to a tabletop position. And then we're going to bring our forearms to the mat. Forearms are parallel, elbows underneath shoulders. Navel draws in. So from here, I want you to think about drawing the forearms towards each other. Breathe here. Keep squeezing them towards each other. Notice the difference that makes in the activation. Good, then try and keep them squeezing towards each other. As you tuck your toes under, lift the hips, walk the feet in towards you to find your variation of dolphin pose. Head draws between the upper arms. Head is not touching the floor. It's lifted, we're powering through the shoulders. Strong in the core. 3 more breaths. Use the breath to help you. 2 more. Really tough posture, this one. Last breath. Good. Start to walk the feet all the way back to come into a forearm plank. So hips drop low. We lift the head. Soft gaze out in front. Hold your plank. Forearms stay parallel. Good. 1 more breath. Amazing. Gently release all the way to the belly. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Inhale, lift into cobra. Exhale, push back onto the knees. Tuck the toes, lift the hips. Find downward facing dog. So from a down dog, we're going to do some down dog push-ups. We're going to bend the elbows so our head drops down towards the mat. And then straighten. Bend and straighten. Good. 3 more. Just bend the elbows as much as you need to. Maybe it's not very much today. Work with your body. 1 more. Amazing. We'll all meet back in down dog. Drop the knees to the ground, come to a tabletop position. So from here, we're going to walk our hands slightly further forward so they're not underneath our shoulder blades anymore. Then drop the forearms to the ground. So just like we're setting up for dolphin pose, think about drawing the forearms towards each other as you lift all the way up. Keep them squeezing towards each other as you lower and lift. So make it nice and slow and controlled. Check that you're not overarching the lower back. Check the navel's drawing into the spine as you do this. You should really feel those muscles working super hard. Good. Last one. So just like before, we're either doing 5 just like we did, or we're coming up into our downward facing dog and lowering onto our forearms from our down dog. So this is super tough. So if you're newer to the practice, just say doing it from a tabletop position. Wherever you are, there's 5. So that's 3. Again, I'm shaking. 4. Amazing. Last one. 5. Good. Drop onto the knees. Walk the hands back. Sit back on the heels. Hands come up by the side of you, making the circles backwards this time. Good. Keep going. Small circles. Good. Faster. Bigger circles. Good. Keep going. Bigger circles. 2 more breaths. And then release. Hands come behind you, interlock, and lift them away from the body. A couple of breaths here. Should be feeling a little bit warmer. 1 more breath. Gently release, come all the way forwards into your tabletop. Again, hands come out in front, forearms come down to the mat, elbows underneath the shoulders, forearms parallel. Think about drawing them towards each other, then tuck the toes under, lift the hips, walk the feet in. Find your dolphin pose. You can be on your tiptoes. Heels don't have to be on the ground. Just make sure your head is lifted and you're really powering through the shoulders. Doing amazing. Just 1 more breath. And then gently walk the feet all the way back, come into that forearm plank. Amazing. Just 2 more breaths here. 1 more breath. Good. Gently drop onto the belly. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Front the feet, press into the mat. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, push back onto the knees. Tuck the toes, lift the hips. Find downward facing dog. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, fill the lungs. Exhale, release it out. 2 more. Last one. Rise onto your tiptoes, roll the body weight forward, come into your high plank, and then drop onto your knees. Squeeze the glutes, engage the core. We're going to do 5 tricep push-ups on our knees. If you want to, you can also do this with on your toes rather than on your knees. But just make sure you've got that nice straight line, that nice neutral spine. So inhale here. Exhale, bend the elbows, keep them close. Lower onto the belly. Squeeze everything. Push up. Back to your plank. And then lower. Lift. And lower. Okay, keep going. 2 more. Last one. Good. When you're down, stay down. Hands come underneath the shoulders. Inhale, lift cobra. Exhale, push back onto your knees. Sink the hips back, come into a child's pose. Narrow knee child's pose. Bring the arms by the side of you. Connect the forehead with the mat. Let the shoulders completely relax. Two full breaths. One more breath. Amazing. Gently reach the arms out in front. Lift the hips. Come all the way into your high plank. From your high plank, we're gently going to rock onto tiptoes to bring the weight forwards and back. So if you've got kind of a little bit of funkiness going on your wrist, this might be a little bit intense, feel free to do it on your forearms instead. You can do it in either variation. So high plank or forearm plank, forwards and backwards, getting a little bit more activation in the shoulders. 3 more breaths. Last breath. Good, find stillness. Bring the right hand to the centre of the mat, roll onto the outside edge of the right foot, lift the left arm up. Vashisthasana side plank. Hips stay lifted, maybe gazing towards the left fingertips. Maybe you're shaking. I definitely am. Breathe through it. 1 more breath. Good, left hand replaces the right. We go all the way over to the left side. Breathe. Lift the hips. Maybe gaze up. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Good. Right hand comes back down. Find our neutral plank hold. Doing amazing. Drop onto the knees if you need to. Not an issue. Just try and do what's good for you. Challenge yourself whilst knowing your limits. 2 more breaths. I'm shaking too. Good. Roll all the way back, downward facing dog. Amazing. Pedal it out in your down dog. Good. We're going to bend at the elbows, come into turbo dog. So we're kind of halfway between down dog and dolphin pose. Breathe here. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Gently straighten the arms, good. Drop onto the knees. Walk the hands forward and drop the chest down towards the ground into your puppy pose. Forehead rests on the mat or chin. Stretch through the shoulders. Three more breaths. Gently start to lift the chest, walk the hands back in underneath the shoulders. Tabletop position. Okay, we're coming into our dolphin pose one more time. A little bit more of a challenge in our dolphin pose, and then we're going to start to chill out. You're doing amazing. I hope your upper body is burning as much as mine is. Forearms come to the mat. Think about drawing them towards each other. Tuck the toes under, lift the hips, walk the feet in, find your dolphin. And then either staying here or lifting right leg up towards the sky. One leg dolphin pose. If you have pincher in your practice, forearm stand, and want to go into one now, feel free. If not, we're breathing here. One more breath. Release right foot down, left foot reaches up. Feel free to go into a pincher the opposite side, or stay here with me. Really strong in the upper body. 2 more breaths. One more breath. Amazing, and release. Drop onto the knees, walk the hands back. Oh, amazing. Swing the feet round, come all the way to a lying position on the mat. When you arrive, reach the arms all the way overhead, stretching through the fingertips and toes. Take a full body stretch, let everything release. Bring the hands behind the head, open up through the elbows, bend through the knees, feet are together, and then we let the knees drop out to the side into our Supta Baddha Konasana. Close off the eyes and breathe here. Three more breaths. Amazing. Gently lift the head, release the arms, bring the hands to outside the knees, and use them to draw the knees back together, hug them in towards the chest. Take a couple of rocks from side to side. Good, let the arms drop out to the side. You can either have them in a T shape or bent at 90 degrees into cactus. So sometimes I like to have cactus arms in my twist because it helps me get more of a stretch in my shoulders, in my chest, sorry. But it's your choice. So either straight or bent. Let the knees drop to the left side. Gaze towards the right. Enjoy this juicy twist. Two more breaths. One more. And then bring the knees all the way back through center, over to the left side. Try and keep both shoulders pressing into the mat. And maybe switch your gaze over to the left side here. Two more breaths. And inhale, bring the knees back to centre, grab behind the thighs, and take a few rocks up and down until eventually we arrive in a seated position with our legs crossed. When you arrive here, interlock the hands in front of you, turn them outwards, and inhale, reach them all the way overhead. It should feel super nice just to stretch out the shoulders after doing all that work. So lift them up and pull them back. One more breath, stretching everything out. And then gently release the hands, let them come all the way down to the knees. Close off the eyes. Let everything slow down as you sit here in your Sukhasana. Let the shoulders drop down. Grow tall out of your seat bones. And come back to your beautiful breath. Three more deep breaths, noticing how the body feels as you sit here. Noticing how the breath feels. Noticing how the mind feels. And when you're ready, bring your hands together at heart center. And just take a second to feel a total sense of gratitude for what you've accomplished in your practice today. Fill your body with this sense of gratitude. And then when you're ready, gently bowing your chest down towards the ground in front of you. And as you lift, opening up the eyes. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. My upper body is absolutely burning. I hope yours is too. It was a really tough session, so well done for getting through it. I hope to see you again next time.